Aptos coin had an amazing run in the past 2 weeks, doing basically a 4x. It went from $3 to roughly $13 and it stays at this level. And in this video I'm going to talk more about the potential crypto airdrops within the Aptos ecosystem. So if you already have Aptos and want to use them and to grow to even more Aptos, then basically you can stake, borrow more and use that to trade to different tokens as well. I'm going to mention a bunch of different protocols that potentially will airdrop their own tokens at some point and what you might do to be eligible for them. So let's get started. Let's get to DeFiLlama.com. This is the best site for discovering new projects when it comes to DeFi and potentially projects that might airdrop a crypto in the future. And in this video I'm going to talk about the top 5 on this list. Also mention Argo from that. So basically those are the biggest by usage. As you can see, the biggest right now is Aux Exchange with $11 million TVL, total value locked. And I'm going to start with that. So Aux Exchange is basically a standard swap, as you might imagine, built on Aptos right now. $11 million total value locked. If you go inside, you will see that you can swap, you can go into liquidity pools and see and put your money into the liquidity pool to earn interest on trading, trade, see your portfolio, standard exchange, really clear UI, and the great thing is that they announced a seed round just recently of $5 million, among others from Jump Capital, which means also that they will probably push into liquidity at some point, means into issuing a token because of course the investors will want to have a return on their capital. So we probably might expect the token at some point. It's also natural that there's a token attached to an exchange to, for example, have lower fees for trading. Most of the exchanges are doing things like that. So if you want to qualify for a potential crypto airdrop here, the best thing is to actually start using the protocol. So either trading, adding your own pool to the liquidity pools, and basically using everything you can find on the application. This is the best way. So second on the list is LiquidSwap. LiquidSwap is developed by Pontem Network. Pontem Network is really a great team focused on Aptos and Move ecosystem, Move the programming language. They really have great tutorials on their website. Definitely check it out. Blogs from Pontem Network. I've been mentioning that for quite some time on my other videos about Aptos and Sui. And their product is LiquidSwap, and they also might airdrop a token. So again, in order to potentially qualify for a crypto airdrop here, do a swap of Aptos into other tokens and put that into a liquidity pool that you create so that you can earn interest and on top of that potentially qualify for a crypto airdrop. So this is it for DEXs. Now if you look at the list, we have LiquidStaking. So for LiquidStaking, we have both Tortuga and Ditto. Tortuga is a bit bigger, but Ditto is also pretty big. Tortuga had $9 million, Ditto $2 million total value locked. The way of operating is pretty much the same. So what is LiquidStaking? LiquidStaking is a concept that basically which works with proof of stake blockchains. Usually you have to lock a certain value of tokens to secure the network. This is what happens with proof of stake, but you have to lock a certain amount plus given amount of time for the lock. With LiquidStaking, the protocol takes care of that for you. It gives you a little bit lower APY, but on the other hand, it's totally liquid. You can exit the position anytime. In this case, if you, for example, want to stake your apt with Tortuga, you will receive Tortuga apt and you can start using that as well. So you stake apt, you lock your apt tokens, apt coins, and then received staked Tortuga Aptos coins to be used. Same for Ditto. It looks pretty much similar. You stake apt, you received Ditto staked up tokens that you can use elsewhere. Similarly, the APY is 7%. And you can see your rewards, which means that you can stake and then use the token somewhere else if you want. They also accrue the rewards daily, so this is a pretty interesting stuff as well. If you're, for example, long-term holder, you believe in Aptos in the long run, then the best way is to use some kind of a liquid staking, because you will just get more over time, and it's really a great thing. So for being able to potentially claim crypto airdrop from Tortuga or Ditto, the best way is to actually start liquid staking, which means either changing your own apt into tapped or stapped in the case of Ditto, or just trying to exchange that directly on one of the exchanges like LiquidSwap or Aux Exchange. This is what you can do. Also have a look at that, because sometimes it's actually better to have the exchange rate is better on the exchanges rather than on the protocols, on the liquid staking protocols themselves. So this is worth checking out. Finally, on our list of products, and the third category of products is products related to lending, and this is Aries Markets. This is Argo as well. I'm going to show you Argo. Argo is basically a protocol for borrowing. So for example, as you can see here in this case, I've just discussed tapped and stapped, so those are coming from Tortuga and Ditto, and you can actually borrow them or also supply them for others to borrow. This is the protocol for borrowing. So if you want to, for example, deploy and supply your Aptos to borrow, for example, USD, you can do that here. So this is a standard borrowing lending protocol. And again, if you want to be eligible for a potential airdrop, the best way to do that is try to borrow something and pay it back, or just supply the money, but basically play around the protocol to be potentially eligible. Okay, so this is it. We've discussed 3 different protocols on Aptos. As I've mentioned, exchanges, liquid staking, and borrowing lending protocols. Those are the top 3. We are still at the very beginning in Aptos development. The blockchain just launched a couple of months ago, the mainnet, so it's still very early. And there will be a lot of developments for sure in the future. So the best thing you can do right now is learn as much as possible, use the top protocols. Of course, never invest more that you can lose, because everything here is risky. It's still, very early phase where things are unstable, and they are supposed to be unstable because a lot of people are just testing things, but it's worth trying out. So definitely check them out. Let me know which of the protocols is your favorite. What do you want me to check out in the next video? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more news on Aptos, Move blockchains, and many more topics. See you in the next video.